Nice That You Looking At. Taylor Swift Music Career Part 5. In August 2017, Swift successfully sued David Mueller, a former morning show personality for Denver's KYGO-FM. 4 years earlier, Swift had informed Mueller's bosses that he had sexually assaulted her by groping her at an event. After being fired, Mueller accused Swift of lying and sued her for damages from his loss of employment. Shortly after, Swift counter-sued for sexual assault. The jury rejected Mueller's claims and ruled in favor of Swift. Swift thereafter cleared her social media accounts and then released "Look What You Made Me Do" as the lead single from her sixth album. Reputation. The song topped the charts in Australia, Ireland, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Its music video had over 43.2 million views during its first day on YouTube, breaking the site's record for the most viewed music video in 24 hours. In October, Swift released the album's second single, "Ready for It," which charted at number 3 in Australia and at number 4 in the United States. 2 promotional singles were released from Reputation, "Gorgeous" and "Call It What You Want." "Gorgeous" later became the album's 5th single but was released as such only in Europe. The album was released on November 10. It sold 1.216 million copies in the United States, becoming 2017's the country's top-selling album, pure sales only. It stayed atop the chart for 4 non-consecutive weeks and has charted for 352 weeks on the chart and is still charting to date. It was certified 3x platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America for sales of over 3 million sales in the country, becoming the fastest album to do so. It has sold over 8.2 million in the country. First week worldwide sales amounted to 2 million copies. With this achievement, she became the first act to have 4 albums sell 1 million copies within 1 week in the US. The album topped the charts in several countries, including the US, the UK, Australia, and Canada. Later that month, Swift performed "Ready for It" and "Call It What You Want" on Saturday Night Live. Endgame, featuring Ed Sheeran and rapper Future, followed in November as the 3rd single. It peaked at number 18 in the US. Other singles from the album include "New Year's Day," released exclusively to country radio, and "Delicate." In April 2018, Swift featured on Sugarland's "Babe" from their album Bigger. In support of Reputation, Swift embarked on her Reputation Stadium tour from May to November 2018. The tour broke multiple venue attendance and gross earnings records in the United States, taking in $266.1 million, selling more than 2 million tickets. Swift broke her own record for the highest-grossing domestic tour by a woman and surpassed the Rolling Stones' $245 million grossing A Bigger Bang Tour, 2005 to 2007. Worldwide, the tour grossed $345.7 million, making it the second highest-grossing concert tour of the year. At the American Music Awards of 2018, Swift won the Tour of the Year award, Artist of the Year, Favorite Pop, Rock Female Artist, and Favorite Pop, Rock Album for Reputation. With a total of 23 awards, she became the most awarded female winner in AMA history, a record previously held by Whitney Houston. Reputation was nominated for a Grammy Award in the Best Pop Vocal Album category. Reputation was Swift's last album under her 12-year contract with Big Machine Records. In November 2018, Swift signed a new multi-album deal with Big Machine's distributor Universal Music Group. In the United States, her future releases will be promoted under the Republic Records imprint. Swift said the contract included a provision for her to maintain ownership of her master recordings. In addition, in the event that Universal sells any part of its stake in Spotify, Spotify agreed to distribute a non-recoupable portion of the proceeds among their artists. In late November, Big Machine Records released a Reputation Stadium Tour playlist for streaming services. The playlist includes every song performed on B stages during the Reputation Stadium Tour. On December 31st, Reputation Stadium Tour, a concert film, was released on Netflix. Swift released Me, featuring Brendan Urie of Panic, at the Disco on April 26, 2019. As the lead single from her seventh studio album, Lover. The song debuted at number 100 on the Billboard Hot 100 3 days after its release, and jumped to number 2 the following week, the biggest single-week jump in the Hot 100's history. The music video for Me broke a Vevo record by amassing 65.2 million views within its first day of release. On June 14, she released the second single, You Need to Calm Down, which debuted and peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. Lover broke Taylor Swift's streak of having a number 1 song on the Hot 100 from each album since Speak Now. She gave a surprise performance at the Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village, Manhattan, to commemorate Stonewall 50 World Pride NYC 2019. On July 23, she released a promotional single from the album, The Archer. The title track was released as the third single on August 16. Lover was released on August 23 to positive reviews, and debuted atop the Billboard 200 with first-week sales of 867,000. It is the only album to not have more than 1 week atop the chart since her debut album in 2006, and has charted for a total of 304 weeks on the chart and has never left it, and was certified 3x Platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America for having sold over 3 million in the country. It has sold over 8.9 million in the country. Upon the album's release, all of its 18 songs entered the Billboard Hot 100, setting the record for the most simultaneous chart entries for a female artist. At the 2019 MTV Video Music Awards, the videos for Me and You Need to Calm Down received 12 nominations. Me won Best Visual Effects, and You Need to Calm Down won Video of the Year and Video for Good. In June, Big Machine, Swift's former record label, was purchased by music manager Scooter Braun, including the masters for her first 6 albums. Swift voiced her displeasure in a Tumblr post, saying she had been trying to buy the masters for years and describing Braun as an incessant, manipulative bully. In August, Swift announced plans to re-record the albums in November 2020. In 2023, Swift embarked on the Eras Tour, and her song, Cruel Summer, was featured on the setlist for the Lover era, which acted as the opening act to her tour, and the fan-beloved Gate-Kept song blew up in popularity. Viewing the surge in the song's popularity, Swift released it as a single on June 20, 2023, fulfilling a 4-year-long wish of the fans. It reached number 1 on the Hot 100 and stayed atop for 4 non-consecutive weeks, restoring her streak of having had a number 1 song from each album since Speak Now. It is her most streamed song on Spotify to date, with over 2.9 billion streams on Spotify, and has sold over 11 million units in the United States alone, and is eligible for being certified diamond. As of June 2025, Lover has sold over 22 million copies worldwide, and is the best-selling album released in 2019. It has 12.9 billion streams on Spotify, and is the 10th most streamed album in Spotify history. Swift was cast as Bombalurina in the movie adaptation of Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical Cats, which was released on December 20, 2019. Swift's eighth studio album, Folklore, was a surprise album released on July 24, 2020. The album's indie folk production and Swift's vivid lyrics received critical acclaim. Folklore sold 2 million units worldwide within its first week and broke the record for first-day album streams by a female artist on Spotify. The lead single, Cardigan, debuted atop the Billboard Hot 100, making Swift the first artist to debut atop both the Billboard 200 and Hot 100 in the same week. Other singles from the album were Billboard Hot 100 Top 10 entries, Exile, and The One, and country radio single, Betty. At the 2020 American Music Awards, Swift won 3 awards, including Artist of the Year for a record third consecutive time. On November 25, she released the self-directed concert film Folklore, The Long Pond Studio Sessions on Disney+. At the 63rd Annual Grammy Awards, Swift received 6 nominations, including Album of the Year. It debuted atop the Billboard 200 Albums chart with 846,000 copies sold first week, and stayed there for 8 non-consecutive weeks, and has charted for a total of 256 weeks and has never left the chart. In 4 weeks it will become the longest charting album of the 20s decade, making her the holder of another record like this since her debut album logged its 284th week on the chart. It was certified 2x platinum in the US by the Recording Industry Association of America for sales of over 2 million in the country. It has sold over 7.1 million in the country as of June 2025. It has sold over 17.3 million copies worldwide as of June 2025, and has 10.1 billion streams on Spotify. At the 2021 Grammys. This is the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.